I'm Sara, here with Amber and Ruth with our weekly consultant update where we share new homeschooling products to keep you in the loop. A few bits of news for you guys. We are in Cincinnati at the Homeschool Convention this week. Come see us at Duke Energy Center. Look at some books and talk with consultants, and guess who's going to be there?
Us
girls.
Like we planned that or something.
I know. Crazy. Also, our summer book contest officially launches on May 1st. This is our 10th anniversary.
Wow.
How exciting is that? We've done a different theme every year.
And we will continue to do
There's
so.
a lot of theme ideas.
Yeah.
We haven't even come close to running out. There's a surplus.
No.
But this year, we're not going to tell you until May 1st. Watch our website and social media for that. And finally, our newest catalog is in progress as we speak.
Right.
And we do a curriculum catalog and an enrichment catalog. And as far as our role, we write new descriptions, we update program changes, and we even work on pricing research. If you're ever wondering how those low prices that people have come to expect from Rainbow come from, it's not magic. It's a lot of hard work and research. So.
Exactly.
We've got a couple good products I want to make sure we get to today. Amber's got a new item that I think is going to appeal to a wide audience of learners.
This is a picture play flashcards. They can be used as a game. They can be used for learning words, but it's for 18 months and older, shaped 3 inches, 3-inch square. They are made of tough. They're not going to tear. If they get wet or food on them, you can easily wipe them off. It's great. They come in the nice little containers here where you can store them. They have a divider between, and then even little folder dividers to kind of separate them better.
Look what I found.
You found the avocado.
Yeah. And the chicken nuggets.
There you go. So when you're playing with your children, and especially the little ones, you can lay them out. The little instructions here come with some options. You can, what's that name, matchmaker, picture hunt, sort it, but you can lay the pictures out. And, you know, Johnny, where's the applesauce? And they can find that, giving them some help. And then this is also used actually for speech therapy, even for people who have experienced strokes or setbacks. They have actually been used in therapy as well. So you can practice this with the children, and then the letters on the back side are written in lowercase letters. And then as you notice, the background is white, and that's supposed to help children focus on what is being presented. The pictures are real life. So it looks good enough to eat right there, don't you think?
And cheesecake.
Yes, please.
Golden Girls moment here.
So these are geared for learners that are 18 months and older. You can play with one child, but of course it's always fun with more. So check those out. We have them in first nouns, animals, food, and more. Advanced nouns for animals and food. And then over here we have
picture play.
Yeah, people.
Actions and body parts.
Right, and emotions and things. So it's a little bit more of that. So you're using a lot of multisensory learning techniques there. So
very cool.
You know, you could go a little step further too. I used to do something like this in my French classroom where I would give them a person and like an action or maybe 2 people, and they write a little dialogue or they just tell you a little story. So they can be fun little prompts too.
You can do that in English also.
A lot of fun options there.
Aren't they neat? You know, they're a little expensive. They're $35.95, but that's 150 cards that are not consumable.
Right.
They're sturdy. They're going to last you through several kids or in a classroom situation.
For sure.
Very cool.
Now, Ruth,
yes,
you've got a writing program that was actually a customer request, and it's now available on our website.
Yeah, and it's called the Barron Method. And there are 3 components really to this. There is the method here, and you can use it for grades 2 through 12. And Mr. Barron believes that children should be writing as soon as possible and actually engaging with the writing process. And so these tools will do that, grades 2 and up. And, you know, a lot of kids just don't want to write. They're afraid of it. And so this method is unique, and it takes things step by step. You'll notice that it's all blue, green, and red. I've got a third grade here. You want to pull out
Yeah,
where
the color coding
there.
draws my attention right away.
Yes, absolutely. And so you'll see that throughout. And they actually ask the children when they're reading to use the blue and the green and the red. And the blue is for the claim that the paragraph is using. The evidence is the support evidence for that, and then how they're analyzing all of that. So it's a very logical, kind of sounds like argumentative, right? But it is everybody, when they write, they make a claim. And so then they will have them highlight those things. They'll have in those colors. When they're writing and they're writing a claim, they will write it in blue. So they're highlighting those things when they
Literally
read.
a blue
A
pen
blue
or
pen
pencil.
or a blue colored pencil.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they'll do a green and red so that they're identifying as soon as they're writing what they're doing. So it will feel a little cumbersome at first because they're getting used to that, but they're having to do that analytical aspect. And so in the in this method, thanks. There's the method book, and that will get you started, and it will have 6 lessons that you work through. Then let's say your kid's in 3, and then you have the teacher book that will guide you very specifically through that. And this is the consumable student book here. And so the articles that they'll read will give that example. They've already highlighted the claim and the evidence and the analysis here, there, so they can start picking that up. And then that pattern is always going to be the goal that they're looking for.
So a second
those 3
grader
things.
is going to make the claim, show the evidence,
And do the analysis.
and do the analysis. So think of an example. What is something like a second grader, a real novice writer? What's a claim they might make?
Well, let's see what they have in the grade 3.
Oh, you don't have to just think of one.
No, they've got them.
Because my
here
thought would be,
in the
I like
teacher's
chocolate ice cream.
Right. Exactly. Right.
It can be simple, simple.
So here's one written by a student, and she says that I'm learning the colors and all of that. So camels have large feet, so they can walk on the sand. That's a claim. And then there's other things. And then the thesis will always be written in yellow.
Okay.
So then when they get to an essay, and the goal is you start out with a paragraph. If you get 3 sentences, you've got the claim, you've got the evidence, you've got the analysis. And then you start building on to that and making it bigger. And so then when you get a 5-sentence paragraph, he calls that a success. And so then you move on to making an essay. And so this is an essay, obviously, but everything's highlighted there. And so you always will extend your paragraph with supporting details, with additional things, but it's got a really unique method. I feel like it'll be a nice gateway for kids, especially if they're just struggling. And it's a very simple process, and you can continue to the next level, especially as your kid gets more familiar or as they mature in their linguistic skills. And so you can use it all the way up through grade 12. And this is one that was not on our radar, really. And so we're really glad that the customer suggested that we take a look at this.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's interesting. So on the website, we sell packages. And every package has the same textbook, which that is what
This is the teacher.
Okay, show me the textbook. This one.
Yes, that's the textbook.
So every bundle is going to have the grade level teacher, student workbook, and this exact textbook in every level.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you kind of have to wrap your head around that this is the textbook, whether you're doing it with a second grader or an 8th grader.
You're practicing it in the workbook. And so if you do it in grade 4, you won't need to buy this guy again. Obviously, you'll use
have
this
it.
throughout the method as long as you use it.
Spaces for writing.
Yeah.
Instructions are here.
And I
Very
love the
engaging.
writing samples, you know, letting the kids see what is the expectation of a 4th grade writing assignment? And that helps parents too kind of know.
And when they read it, then they'll take their highlighters and find those 3 things in there. And so when they're reading, they're engaged with the reading. They've got the hand-eye coordination, all of those things that are really cool.
Yeah.
And so, and then they can say, okay, here's what this is. What are my things? What is my claim, my evidence, and my analysis?
Yeah.
I like that.
It's cool.
So that
it-
color coding
yeah.
is great.
The color coding is great. It's visual, but it's also it's training your brain to have some association with what those colors mean. And then we've got pictures, which is another association of what those colors mean. Well, you know what? I'm just looking at the time here. If we're going to make it to Cincinnati tonight to set up our booth,
Yeah.
we better
We
say
gotta go.
goodbye.
Jason's
Join us
saying bye.
next week.
See ya. We gotta go.